a great archbishop of the ancient world by the name of John Chrysostom. He was born in 345 AD. He was the patriarch of Constantinople, and he was known as the greatest preacher in the ancient world. He died in 407, and his name actually means the golden mouth. And Chrysostom was the most incredible bishop. The church says that St. Paul was the mouth of Christ, and history says that John Chrysostom is the mouth of the Apostle Paul. And on St. Chrysostom's homily on Easter, this particular one that I'm going to read his homily. I do it every Easter. Churches throughout the entire world are reading this same homily today, all around the world. Isn't that great? It's so incredible what he says. Listen carefully. Let all pious men and all lovers of God rejoice in the splendor of this Easter feast. And then he's going to allude to something, a parable out of Matthew, the 20th chapter. And here, Jesus gives the parable of a huge landowner. And it's harvest time. And so he goes into town, and there's guys standing around early in the morning. And he says, come on out, help me gather in the harvest. And then he goes back again at 9 a.m., and gathers in more people to help with the harvest. He goes back at 12 noon and gathers people up to help get in the harvest. It's a huge harvest. He goes back at 3 and gathers in more people. And then 1 hour before it's quitting time, he gathers in some more folks and brings them in to help finish up the harvest. And at the end of the day, when they all line up to get, he pays every one of them the exact same wage. The guys who had been working all day long were a little bit miffed about this. We're not very happy. And he says to them, did you not agree to this wage? And they said, yes. And he said, look, I'm a generous man, and I can do with my money whatever I want to do. I can make the last first and the first last and pay everybody the same. This is the illusion that John Chrysostom is about to make. Listen to it carefully. Let the wise servants blissfully enter into the joy of their Lord. Let those who have borne the burden of Lent now receive their pay. Those who have toiled since the first hour, let them now receive their due reward. Let anyone who's come after the third hour be grateful to join in the feast. And those who may have come after the sixth, let them not be afraid of being too late. For the Lord is gracious, and he receives the last even as the first. He gives rest to him who comes on the 11th hour. That's the last hour. As well as to him who has toiled since the first. Yes, he has pity on the last, and he serves the first. He rewards the one and is generous to the other. He repays the deed and praises the effort. Come you all, enter into the joy of your Lord. You the first, and you the last. Receive alike your reward. You rich and you poor, dance together. You sober and you weaklings, celebrate the day. You who have kept fast and you who have not, rejoice today. The table, my dear brothers and sisters, is richly loaded. Isn't that great? It's richly loaded. Enjoy its royal banquet. The calf is a fatted one. Let no one go away hungry. All of you enjoy the banquet of faith. All of you receive the riches of his goodness. Let no one grieve over his poverty, for the universal kingdom has been revealed. Let no one weep over his sins, for pardon has shone from the grave. Let no one fear death, for the death of our Savior has set us free. He has destroyed it by enduring it. He has despoiled Hades by going down into his kingdom. He has angered it by allowing it to taste his flesh.